when someone close to us loses a loved one, it's very common to not know what to say. Are you supposed to talk about the loss? Are you supposed to ignore it? How do you approach the person? It's hard. When my husband passed away, I remember I would see friends, weeks later, and they will approach me and say, "Hey, how are you?" without thinking too much, and then suddenly you'll see in their face, oh, terror, Ooh, how am I asking her, how is she? I'm sure she's not good. And also, I'm not prepared to hear the answer. On my side, it's also uncomfortable. What am I supposed to say? Should I be honest and be like, it's awful, I'm devastated, I'm barely surviving? So it's very uncomfortable both sides. It's hard. Like, what do you say? What do you do, right? So I'm gonna help you with this video to give you some guidelines of some safe things that you can say. First of all, I think it's okay to admit that you don't know what to say and that you worry about saying the wrong thing. For example, listen, I wish I had the right words for you. I wish I knew what to say that will make you feel better. That's just very comforting. It's honest. It's acknowledging the loss in a way that's caring, and that you know that their situation is difficult. Also reminding them that they're not alone. Many times that's all they want to hear. Just know that someone is out there that cares for them, that will listen to them. If they open up to you and they're letting you know for real, like, I'm not well, I'm not okay, and they share with you and that they're feeling a little crazy, just the best thing you can do is to listen. Just listen. Someone who's grieving is often feeling like they're a little crazy, and that's okay. That's normal. If you wanna help them, if you wanna support them, many times we say things like, "Hey, if you need anything, please let me know." And it is well intentioned. I say it all the time too. But what happened is that most of us don't ever take on those offers. Like, we don't pick up the phone a week later and say, "Hey, do you remember, last week you asked me if I needed something just to give you a call?" Many of us don't do that. It also puts a lot of the pressure on the griever for them to come to us to ask for support. So it's much more powerful, much more meaningful if you're very specific. For example, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? Can I take you out to dinner?" Or, "Can I do X for you?" When you're approached with those questions, with those offer of help, your mind goes to logistic. It goes to, what am I doing tomorrow night? Yeah, I can do it. Or no, because, right? So it's much more meaningful, much powerful, much more helpful. If you worry about, like, should I bring up the conversation about the loss, I think it's okay. The griever will let you know where they are at and whether or not they feel comfortable talking about the loss. And sometimes it isn't about you, it's about where they at, like, even location wise. Is this a good place where I can feel vulnerable and be vulnerable? I'm edgy right now, and I feel like if I go that direction, I'll lose it, right? So sometimes they may not get there for those reasons, but I think it's safe to remember with them the person that they lost. So if you knew the person, you can say things like, "Hey, I was doing this and I was remember how he helped me. He was so kind." Just knowing that someone is remembering your loved one for the qualities that they were is just wonderful. It's wonderful to hear. It will make them feel great. If you didn't know the person who passed, you can say things like, I know you care so much for this person. He must have been wonderful. That's very nice to hear, very safe. As far as, saying things like, oh, you'll be fine, it's okay, it's difficult, because when you're in a situation where you're feeling deeply into grief, you don't feel that you're gonna be okay. You just don't. So I think just acknowledging that no one can take the place of your loved one, it's a more comforting thing to say, because now you feel that your feelings are acknowledged and that your pain is real, and it's there because you have this big loss in your life. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any comments, please let me know.